I didn't. Okay.
Everyone.
Right. I'm going to take
I'm so sorry. Hi, Adam. I switched the account. It was in your account. That was the problem. So I'm right now, darling. Okay?
I think
Love
he's
you.
gone.
Bye. Okay. Hi, everyone. Don't you just love, is my camera showing me or it doesn't want to show me?
It's not showing you.
Yeah. Select a camera. Okay. You might just have to listen to me today. Who knows?
Yes, we can't.
I am just going to go on Lisa and make her co-host. All right, let's see if it makes you co-host, my darling. All right. Looking beautiful as always, Lisa. Oh, that's so nice. All right. I'm going to record today, everyone. So I've hit record and we are going to just see if I can make you co-host, but as long as we can see you, that's all that matters. Usually I can.
Yeah.
I can expand you. All right. Can everyone see Lisa? Hey, everyone. Can you all see Lisa? Deb's nodding. Great. Excellent. Okay. Julie said yes. Fantastic. So welcome, everyone. My little beautiful laptop is just not loving the fact that apparently, so Justine Head can't see you, Lisa.
Ooh.
So maybe we need to add more people in. Let me see. Participant 17, Louise, hostess, Lisa. So let me just make sure that's better. Justine can see everyone now. Excellent, Justine. So I'm just going to move this screen over a bit. All right. So has everyone been added that needs to be added? Jeanette Bradfield can't see Lisa.
Can't see Lisa.
So let's do that. Usually it will let me hover over you and make you a co-host, Lisa, but it doesn't want to do that today for some reason. And the main problem was that we had Adam down as it being his Zoom account and not mine. Let me bring up the gallery. So gallery.
No, I can't.
So I can see everyone now. I should be able to hover over you, Lisa, and make you a co-host. I can certainly pin you. So that's good. So now you're big, which is great. So I think Zoom and Facebook have changed a couple of things.
I'm too scared to touch anything, so I'm not.
Yeah. You're not being very loud. Can you turn your volume up for me?
Oh. I'm not speaking loud though, but I will. Is that better? Better?
That's good.
Okay. Can everybody hear me? I'm normally very loud, and as I talk, I'll get louder. Hear and see you, girlfriend. Okay. I can see it. Great, Janet. Thank you. Hello, hello. Hey, Jen. Can't hear Louise anymore. I'm assuming she's still there.
Okay, can everyone hear now?
Yes.
Marilyn can, Lisa can. Good. Okay, it came up with the fact that I had to put the computer on audio. Okay, so I'd love to introduce Lisa to all of you. I'm so excited to have Lisa here. I'm so excited for the month of August and all the promotions that were released at conference too. What an amazing, amazing conference it was. I thought the conference was exceptional. I loved seeing Lisa up on stage and was clapping very loudly for Lisa and everyone who just was at that conference. Congratulations for getting there. And Lisa will tell you a little bit about her story. I know that Lisa is so passionate about nutrimetics. I also know that she loves travel. And whenever she is able to, then Laura said she didn't want conference to end. I agree, Laura. Although I must admit that going away, being at conference, it takes it out of you. So we have to make sure we recharge and switch on our inspiration, our motivation, our goals, and set some strong goals. So Lisa, one thing before I introduced you a fraction more, I wanted to ask you, what are your major goals for the next 6 months with Nutrimetics? And what is it that keeps you motivated? How do you self-motivate?
Okay, so for the next 6 months, because of my personal situation,
Yes.
I tend,
Lisa is looking after her mum full time, and
yes,
she's looking after her husband full time, and she looks after the dog full time, and a
true.
sister can look after herself. So that's great.
That's good. And Shayla's moved out. So, but that doesn't
Oh
mean
my gosh.
I
Okay.
yeah. So do I have a 6 months goal? Um, do I have a monthly goal? I 100% have a monthly goal every month. My
What is
vision,
it, Lisa?
well, it changes and it all depends on what I need in my life. So I work my business around to what I need. So just to give you a little tip, I just had a driveway put down today, which was $22,000. So that was great
Hey.
motivation. Now, it's very boring cement, but it's very expensive and it was a necessity. Um, and I am glad that I'm in a business that has an uncapped income so that I can work to strive towards those things. And so at the moment, it's all about improving the house and doing different things. A set of windows is $6,000, can I tell you? Um, so I'm putting that on hold for now. But so I have monthly goals as far as they are monetary goals. And so I work out how much money I need to achieve what I want. And then I put everything in place. So I suppose we talk about my what's potential and what the reality is. So if I want something to come to fruition, I want that potential to be a reality, then I have to work the plan to make it come together. And does it always work out? No, it doesn't. But if you don't have the plan in place, then you've got no hope. You're landing midair. So every month is a different goal. So when 6 months is my main thing is for me to continue to grow, to be strong, to be resilient, not let challenges get me down, to always find a way around everything. And I think that's very, very important because people tend to give in when they can't find a way out. And the easiest way is to leave. I will never leave this business because that's one thing I pride myself in being very resilient, working a way around restructuring my business to fit into the life that I currently lead. And that will live and that will change. And then I will restructure again. So,
Yes. Very, very good. Love it. Fantastic. And 3 big highlights for you over your Nutra career. Lisa,
um,
travel or cars or both or holidays?
um, the travel has been amazing. And, I often forget about the fact that I've probably had, I think it's around the 39 overseas trips. Between mum and I, 43 cars. But without a doubt, I think the red car promotion that Nutrimedics had, focusing on one thing for 18 months, and those that were in that promotion and earned that particular red car was an amazing, amazing incentive. And then I went in and did it again, and I achieved the second car. And then
Wow.
I went in the third time, and after 6 months, that was it. I was done after that. So I did do it twice.
Well,
So
I only did it once, so good on you, Lisa.
so that's probably, that's been an
Yeah,
amazing
big
thing.
highlight.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
income really is a motivator for you, isn't it?
Yeah, if I'm not making money, I mean, look, I know that might sound, but at the end of the day, I need to pay bills.
Yes.
That's just the way it is. I need to pay bills, and I love the fact that, as I said, I can tailor the
Mm.
business in order for me to get what I need.
Fantastic. Great. And you have one beautiful daughter who's grown up,
Yep, she's now 20.
and let's get started on sharing your skills and strategies and sharing what are your thoughts about everyone earning the new image trip and all of us going together from consultant upwards. So let's start first about your skills and strategies. And I particularly love one or two of your Christmas strategies, Lisa, that are so much fun and so easy.
All right. Well, look, what I'm going to do is I'm not a note taker, but
Yep.
I'm going to go with what I have here, and that will fit into Louisa's agenda. Okay.
Thank you.
So most of you do all know me, and I have been a part of the business for a long time. And originally when I first started this as a business, it was because mum wanted me to do that. And I was nursing, and then eventually I decided that this was something that I would prefer to do because of the incredible flexibility. Loved the travel, loved watching mum develop a lifestyle that I was a part of, but watching her build friendships and things that I just couldn't see myself doing unless I was doing what she was doing. So it's been a massive part of my life for for 57 years, because for those that don't know, mum joined Nutrimedics the week I was born. So that's 57 years. So it is a long time. Seen lots of good things and changes. And I love it when we have change, because when you have change, you evolve, you get stronger. You do go through it sort of goes like this, but you come out the other end much, much stronger. And Louise wanted me to talk about this is pretty much a first to have travel where we're all involved in this. And I decided tonight, I'm not going to talk about my personal target and how I'm going to get my target. I would like to talk about the breakdown of the consultant target, but I will use the strategies that I'm going to use for my own, for you guys. Now, something that I wrote down here, and I talk about it all the time, and I'm trying to encourage my daughter, who's in a very she's in the film industry, and she I had she had a meltdown last week, and so I was talking to her about this, and it made me realize how much it is so important for us to realize how powerful the mind is before you start anything, that the mindset has to be in place. So it doesn't matter what anyone says to you, how to get this, how easy it might be, and all the different ways. They can talk till the cows come home. If your mind is not where it needs to be, you will not, 100%, you will not achieve this target or anything else. So mind is so important, and it's not lip service. I'm not just saying it. I was listening to a neurosurgeon the other day, and he was talking about self-talk. And so be very careful what you say, because it is a computer, and we just responds and reacts to all of that talk. So it's very important to do positive talk. I think that when in our industry, it's important to visualize and to have a vision, persistence, and strategic thinking can turn ambitious dreams into reality. And we do have ambitious dreams in this business, in all sales, whether it's Nutrimetics or anything else. It gives you an ability to have incredible dreams. And if we want those to become realities, then we have to have that clear vision. We have to be persistent and the strategic thinking. I think that the path to success is also to take massive, determined action. Now that's scary, okay? Because what that is saying is, watch me, watch what I'm doing. And a lot of us don't like for people to watch what we're doing. And why is that? You don't want people to see you fail because that hurts. And you feel as though you let people down. And a lot of the time, people don't strive and do things simply for that reason. And I want you to think about this business, but this particular, as I said, I'm talking about the goal that Nutrimetics has put in front of you. In order for you to achieve that or anything else, you need to be committed, not interested. We all can be interested, but until you show commitment, then unfortunately, that's going to waver. That goal is going to get further and further away. Now, the one thing, as I will say, Nutrimetics, as you know, they put lots of incentives in front of us. And I believe, and this is just yet another one and a very good one. But one thing that I like you to have is your own personal goals, whatever they are. As I said, mine was the boring driveway, but it's done now. And I'll start thinking of a few things that are a bit more exciting. Now, for me, to go for what Nutrimetics has put on, by achieving that, I will achieve all my other goals that I've written down. So that's also very important. And I'm saying this because some of you might come up with negative comments like, I don't mean negative comments, but you know, oh, not a real fan of the Gold Coast, been there. Oh, I don't, you know, I'd like to go away for longer, and I'm just throwing it out there, but because trust me, there will be people that will say that. So I want you to think it's not necessarily about the prize at the end of this. It's more about how your business is going to develop and get stronger by the end of it. And that will be your biggest reward, because I can assure you in 6 months, you will be far further than you are today. You will be a stronger person. You'll be a person that will feel as though they can accomplish anything, even if you don't quite get there. But because you've put so much action into play, you will be rewarded through seeing the business grow. And, you know, I think some of us start to say, I'm just adding that, some of us start to say, what, you know, like I said before, what if I fail? But what if you don't? But what if you don't fail? So, you know, there's always a positive to all of those negatives. And there's not one single person, and I want you to really think about this or even write this down. And this is true. There is not one single person on this planet that doesn't deserve success more than you. Not one person. So you are as special as anybody else. Success is something that comes to everybody that wants it and is willing to do what it takes to get there. And that is the point of difference. Are you prepared to do what it takes to get there? So let's have a look at the breakdown of the consultant target. So just a consultant, not a group leader. So first of all, our mindset. Okay, so that you need to work on. And some of you will need to work on that on a daily basis, because trust me, just because you hear what I've just said and you say, oh, I'm in a good place, that will change just like that with a few negative things that happen to you. A few little challenges that come your way, you might struggle. So you need to make sure you have things in place that give you that strength to keep going. And usually that is having a goal that you can focus on and really sort of home in on it. That's why I like to have my personal things and the things that Nutrimedics put in front of me. So over 6 months, Nutrimedics have given you the target as a consultant to sell $10,000 personal sales. This promotion is mainly on personal development, so personal sales. Then the sponsoring component is 20. And then, of course, new business. For those that are watching this that are very new, new business is basically the sales that come from those 20 people that you sponsor. Jenny, that's very important because that's more than learning to work on your mind is more important than working on a skill. Okay, working on a skill, how to put lipstick on and how to match and how to do cool and warm. Okay, forget that. You need to work on your mind, as Jen just said. So let's have a little breakdown because I break this down, not have a breakdown, because I think some people would have gone $10,000. Oh my God. So we chunk it all down. Okay, so we chunk it all down month by month so that we can see by doing so, okay, that's cool. I can do that. I break it down. I've broken it down for you to finish in December, not January. Okay, so that's how I've done this. Now, you might like to write this down if you want. This is just what I've put down. I'm going to split it into, and this is what I'm doing with my own as well. I'm going to look at me focusing on my personal sales first. My sponsoring will be continual. And then new business I will do separately. But I need to lock in my personal sales. I need to be in front of enough people for my personal sales to not even to think about it, for them to just come naturally. So how do we do that? So August, $1,000 is your minimum requirement. So I've put down for all of you consultants, $1,000. That's what you need to do, non-negotiable in August. And sponsor 5. Each month I've got sponsor 5. As I said, I've done more. So we were going to finish all this in December, so we don't even have to worry about January. Well, I won't say that because I've worked out the money as well. In September, I want you to increase it to 1,500. So I'm not giving you a big increase yet. So 1,500 in September, sponsor 5. In October, $2,000 personal sales. So we're jumping up there. We've got the start of Christmas coming into play. We have spring. We're in our second month of spring. We have a different mindset out there anyway. So October, $2,000 and sponsor 5. So I'm keeping that fairly consistent. That doesn't mean you can't sponsor, by the way, 20 in 1 month. However, I am doing this for a reason because I want you to find things manageable. If for one moment someone said to you, now I want you to sponsor 20 this month and 20 next month and 20 next month, some of you will find that so overwhelming, you'll run a mile. And I don't want you to do that. Now, this is just my opinion. Okay, that doesn't mean it's the only opinion. It's just little old me, and I know that's how I work best. I don't like things to be too overwhelming. November, 4,000. Now, I'll show you how to get to 4,000, so don't freak out, all right? It's $4,000. To me, that's non-negotiable, $4,000, because I need to see money, and I know when I'm selling minimum $4,000, that's where the money is. Sponsor 5. December, 1,500. And sponsor 5. Now, I think I did, bear with me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 8, 9, 10. Yeah. So that hits you at, by the end of December, doing 10,000. So I have left you with a buffer that if things don't quite go to plan, no problem. You have January there. Now, the strategy, you heard me say before, you need to have a very strategic plan. So I do have a strategy about all of this. I have been in this business long enough to know what happens in every single month. Now, where November has always been the bigger month, however, in the last few years, October has exceeded it. So I don't mind if you flip it, but the majority of your sales, 6,000 of your sales are coming in October and November, okay? December is a month where, depending on how you work, can be a little slower because it's very time sensitive. Everything has to be done quite early. Okay, so that's why I've put only 1,500. And then we have the new business component, and the new business component is $4,000. So out of all of your 20 people, and that's minimum, by the way, you can sponsor more than that. I think I've got 30 over the 6-month period of sponsoring 5 a month. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. That's right. So, because obviously everyone you sponsor is not going to order. Well, I shouldn't say that. Let's be positive. If there's a reason for them to order, a good enough reason, they will. Okay, so that is the breakdown. And when you break it down like that, you look at it and you go, okay, that's bad. How are we going to tackle that? So let's talk about the personal sales part of it at the moment. And I'm going to talk about how I maybe like how I used to run my business personally, how I run it now. Some of it might be useful to you. So as some of you know, I just did, I was at the awards on Tuesday night, which is the first awards I've actually been at in 6 years, haven't been able to go. And we did very well and got first place in Queen, first place for sales director, first place for group sales, first place for sponsoring, and third place for personal sales. Now, I'm not saying this to brag. That's not me. But I want you to know that I run my business from my house. I don't literally go out anywhere because I full-time care for mum. So I don't make appointments because I don't know if I can keep them. So I actually don't do masterclasses. I don't do Nutrimedics parties. I don't do all the things I'm going to tell you to do. But if you want to do it my way, it's possible. It's not impossible. Okay. So is that the way I prefer to do it? No, because the downside of that is I have to be very clever, more clever than a lot of people sometimes, because I have to think about different ways all the time to get business. But the quickest and easiest way and the stress-free way is to be in front of as many people as you can. So old school Nutrimedics, which is how mum built her business. Mum did 40 Nutrimedics parties a month, every month. Now, I was never that girl. I did about 3 a week, so maybe 12. My thing was I liked the productivity at a party. If I'm going out to do a party, if you want to call it a party, masterclass, treatment, whatever you call it, I'm not going out for less than I want $1,000, okay, or more. That was always in my head. I would always have a projection. I have a projection with everything, actually, every month, even to what people buy off me. I write it all down because I'm a big believer in manifesting. And I have this book, and it's very simple, but I write everything in it. Old school, pen to paper. That's it. I don't deal. Don't do data entry. I don't click a button and it shows up every customer and what they buy. No, it's actually really old school. So for you guys, if you want to do this as streamlined as possible, you're going to start with a list, which is what I do every month anyway. I still have my list, and you're going to have a list, and the ways that you're going to be in front of people. So obviously facials, you and two, that's one way. You can do self-care nights, which is maybe a little bit more. And this is just where you're saying to someone, I offer self-care nights. It's the most beautiful experience for you to grab 3 of your friends that absolutely really need some pampering, where I come over and treat you all like queens. It's been a hard week, a hard month, and I want you guys to chill for 2 hours and let me pamper you. And that's exactly what I do. So it's a beautiful evening. Most people book them of a Friday or a Saturday afternoon. What would you prefer, a Friday or a Saturday? That's the word choice. That's, you tell a story, you give someone the option of when they're going to have something, and that's how you get your dates in your diary. So it's very important when you're planning how you're going to get your personal sales. $1,000 is not a lot, so it could easily come through showing a brochure. But to make it an absolute sure thing, book a couple of self-care nights. The first one should be at your own house. That's one thing I do. I said I don't leave my house, but that doesn't mean I don't have people here. So I have people in my house. I do facials here. So I do one-on-ones, and then I have different women, 2 or 3 or 4 come over, maybe once a month, that sort of thing. So that's how I help, generate and getting me in front of some people. So the $1,000 is fairly, I think, fairly easy for you to do that. Now, I'm hoping that you guys are all social media savvy in the sense that you've branched out to do Facebook or Instagram. Both are they're very different, okay? Extremely different. So I do more Facebook and Facebook groups, and I still do Facebook parties, and that's actually how I get all my new business. So I'll explain how I do that. And I think this could work for you girls, for the new ones, to get the 4,000, because that's exactly how I got the 4,000 of new business needed for a promo Nutrimedics had last year. So I'll share that idea in a minute. Now, sponsoring a 5, I feel as though this is in the bag, seriously. The only difference is, are you just sponsoring, or are you just sponsoring for a freebie? Or do you offer an activation pack? So now I know Nutrimedics has their one, the one for $149. I tend to make my own up though, because I can't sell anything unless I love and use everything there. That's just me. And then I have no problem. Okay. So I rearrange all my own specials and my packs so that I can put my own personality to them. And I'll show you the one that, I can't really show it, but I'll talk about the one that I think works well I know works well for me, and hopefully that might work well for you guys as well. So yes, raw sponsoring you can do. And that is as simple, my gosh, that is as simple as saying to somebody when they place an order, fantastic. Now you're entitled to our free VIP online account, so that now you can access it. We have a free app, and you can go onto the app and you can reorder any of the things that you've just bought from me, and you can go in, have a sticky beak, and maybe look at some other things that you'll be interested in. It's totally free, so I'm going to set you up now. I'm not even asking them. I'm telling them, right? So I'm telling them. And then they go, oh, cool, right, okay. So you say, okay, so I just need this. I've already got their address, obviously, or their mobile. So I just say I need your date of birth and your email address. And I'll set you up and send you everything over. And I want you to go in and have a little sticky beak. Let me know. I'd love some feedback about the new app, see what you think. So that I find very easy so there's no amount involved. It's just complete free joining. So I would hope that you guys that would love to get to the Gold Coast, sponsoring 5 each month is going to be very easy. Now, I said before, if you want to do 20 or 30, that's fine. The reason I am making it 5 is because when it's only 5, I know that you'll follow through. If you're sponsoring 20 and 30 people, how many of those 20 and 30 people do you seriously go back to and follow up? How was the app? Did you have, how did you find it? Did you go in and have a look at this? Did you look at this? How many times do you do that? Sometimes it's so overwhelming because you've just gone and sponsored 20 names that you don't even start. But when there's 5 is manageable for your mind to work on. 5, you can ring 5 people just like that. So that's why I have made it 5 people. Now, in the month of September, obviously, we just want to do what we did in the month of August, but we just want to increase what we've done. So that side of things, I'm not going to talk too much about, but the increase of sales. Okay. So how do we get to $4,000? Now, can I say with the figures that I've given you, at the end of December, not including January, you would have earned $3,700 on your personal sales. So if you have another job, and that's what pays the bills, that $3,700 would be your extra pocket money. And that is not to be sneezed at. That is great money, okay? And as I said, I'm driven by money. So I'm driven by what money can buy, and I'm driven by how money can make our lives stress-free, because the lack of it unfortunately gives you so many other issues. It can stop people moving forward in what they do. So that's why I like to put things on paper and go, okay, I can do that this month, and this is what I earn. This is what I earn. So that's when I say I'm driven by money. It's about the power of it, what it can do. So $3,700 is what you guys, consultants, will earn. That's without even looking at the money you will earn from your new sponsors as well. Now, I haven't even touched on the fact that, of course, what's going to happen through this, if you're actually a consultant, what's going to happen? You're going to become a group leader. Then that group leader, you'll probably become a senior group leader as well. So I would suggest most consultants, by the end of this promo in January, you will be sitting minimum at senior group leader, and many will be sales managers. And that's what I mean by whether the Gold Coast turns you on or not is actually irrelevant. It's the fact that someone else has put a business plan in front of you for you to follow strategically. And by doing so, all these other things are going to happen. And come January, you'll be sitting pretty with a new title, new money earned, a new lease of life, and what a way to start 2027. Now, let's have a look at the tougher months. The tough months. And they're not tough, they're easy months, but maybe in your head. I get excited about October and November because these months, thank you, girls, these months, this is where I can make great money. And mum likes to stay at a hotel that costs me a lot of money because we used to travel to Hawaii every year. Every year. I've been to Hawaii 15 times and at a really nice hotel too. So when COVID came, that stopped. And then we started to go to the Key Grand Pullman. Now, I probably could have bought one of those apartments by now, as they keep pointing out to me, but that's okay. We go there for a week every single school holidays. Okay, so coming up this time of year, we will go. Well, we'll see, but we hope to still go. And I need extra cash for that. Plus, I have to pay the bills, and I've got a mortgage in the country, and lots of different things that Nutrimedics needs to pay for as well. So make the most out of October and November. This is the one time of year I do leave the house and I do my champagne shopping hours. And this is what Louise was talking about. Pretty basic stuff. I've become fairly lazy. I look at Adam and I go, oh my God, the energy. But then, of course, he's half my age, so he's allowed to have that energy. I kind of look at how can I get the most results with the least amount of work while I'm there. So I don't like doing lots of faces. I like to be, I'm a bit of a control freak. So I have champagne shopping hours and I do about 6 or 7 in November. So I'm not pushing myself, am I? I'm not doing too much, but I expect $2,000 at every one of those. Okay. So what I expect, my expectations from these are, I usually have a minimum of 6 to 8 people. I don't like loads of people, but I focus only on usually a few of the offers that Nutrimedics have that I love, but then I focus on my Santa sack. So every year I'll have a Santa sack. And my aim is always to sell a Santa sack to every single person, and if not, at least a half there. And by doing so, that bumps my sales up. So I am a big believer in painting pictures to people so that they can visualize themselves. So when I'm talking about gifts, I'm talking about saving time, saving money, value for money, beautiful gifting, not leaving their seat, me being able to do it all for them. And the beauty of something like a Santa sack where variety is all there, all in one hit with one price tag, it kind of seals the deal. And most people say, oh yeah, I'll have a Santa sack. I'll have a Santa sack. Maybe later, a little bit later, I could do something just solely on that because I feel as though it does need something. You need to visually see it to experience what I'm saying here. So at this time of year, I've got 2 already booked in, but they're the same 2 2 of the ones I did last year, but they wanted to make sure they had their choice of date. So what I would encourage you guys to do is to say, okay, doing something new this year, doing a champagne shopping hour, this is your chance to invite a few girls over. We're going to have some bubbles and a little bit of cheese. It's just a fun opportunity to see what we've got for Christmas. I have a few lucky door prizes. It's very short and sharp because time is something that people, don't have. What is your Santa sack? Santa sacks for oh, now it's gone. I can't see the question now. I'm sorry, but I'll come back and answer questions later. So it's you need to book these in, and basically by just saying this is what I'm now offering. It's an opportunity to come together, to have a sticky beak, to do some shopping on your seat rather than your feet with a glass of bubbles. I have amazing price points, and people can just come and enjoy for about an hour and a half is what it will take. I have this date and that date. Oh, thanks, Marilyn. Always offer somebody the dates you want. You never ever say to somebody what suits you. Never. So I say I have Saturday the 15th, I have Friday the 23rd, and I have Wednesday. Out of those three, what would suit you best? When someone says, I'll check with friends and get back, you say, oh gosh, yes, I know how that might help you out, but what is best for you and me is that we pop a date in, then let's see who works around that, and we'll go with the majority rules. Those that can't make it, they just can't make it. So as long as it suits you, as long as it suits me, I think that's the best way to go. So out of the three dates, what do you think? So you kind of have to redirect it, never let them take ownership of what's happening here, because it's your business and you need to know where you want them to fit into your diary. Now, $2,000 in October, I've put you on $2,000. That is not a lot for October, can I tell you? Because the average spend of someone leading into Christmas, the average spend is going to be around that $185. Now, I am not someone that shops early for Christmas, so I actually don't have Christmas orders in October, and I don't do my Santa sack till November. So now that's just me. Some people might think, oh, is she missing the boat? I don't know. I don't think I ever have missed the boat. So I'm going to go with what I keep doing. Okay. I definitely, I have and what I call my insurance policy, and I encourage you to do this. That is to have one very big Christmas night, and you can have it in the end of October. So that could totally give you your whole 2000 if you like, or have it in early November. Mine's early November. So last year, that particular night, I think I did around $6,500. That was just my sales. We had other girls there. Okay. Didn't do anything special. I keep them so basic. It's not funny. All right. It's very, very basic. So, but these nights, because it's all about the numbers, have lots of numbers in the room, and that's all there is to it. Lots of numbers creates lots of volume, lots of opportunity, lots of sponsoring, so many different things. So your October, I would encourage you, yes, do a Christmas launch, but if you want to do like I do a bigger event, and I do that in November, and you can do that with maybe one of your managers or I just get together with a few of the other managers, and I kind of sort of MC it, but they're so amazing, these other managers, and I sort of say, you're the best at that, so you do that, you're the best at that, you do that. Anyway, all comes together. So October the 2000, I feel you walk it in. Now, with November at 4,000, I want you to think of how exciting this is. $1,800 going into your bank account. I would hope, got to look at my time here. I would hope that you girls choose, this is just me throwing it out there, what do you call it? You don't take your commission, you withhold commission. So withholding commission means you pay full price for all your products during the month, and on the 7th of the following month, Nutrimetics put one full amount into your bank account. And I love that because you can see exactly how much money you've earned with Nutrimetics. When you take the discount all the time, and I know there's pros, it can help you, but seriously, most of you all have another job. Okay, so just withhold commission. Keep your Nutrimetics money, see it go in on the 7th, and I can tell you right now that is motivating enough I never, ever, ever do, well, I never, ever do under 5,000 personally anyway. And that's without me leaving the house. Okay. So one day when I get out of here, I'll be able to, yes, Deb, I'll be able to triple that. Okay. So I encourage you. There you go. Deb does it. And I bet you most of you do it anyway, but maybe some of the new ones don't. So $4,000, you're going to do this by having 4 champagne shopping hours. And I want all of those to do, yes, Julie, of course you would, because you're a very smart girl, $1,000 at each. You have to raise the bar. I don't understand why you would be happy with going out and selling $300, because that is not exciting to me. I'll sell $300 on the phone. That's exciting, but I'm not leaving here unless it's a minimum of $1,000. So that's your strategic planning, that your hostess has the people there and you have your packs in place that you focus on, that you know automatically if you've got 7 girls there or 8 girls there, that the average at Christmas, what did I say, is $185. There's your 1,000. My Santa sacks used to be, I think I started off at 99. Now they're about 179. Okay. And I'm really happy with that. 179. Go down, have a look at Sephora and Mecca and show me what you get for $179. Not much. Okay. So I'm very confident that my price point is good, but you have to be comfortable with something as well. Okay. That's important. So for champagne shopping hours, they need to be really good, reliable hostesses. So I always keep these are the same ones I have every year. So pick and choose your hostesses. And you might say, like, that could be a strategy. I'm only allowed to have 4, and they have to be the 4 strongest that I can. Go through your list and say, these are the 4. I'm only have to have 4, and I've chosen you. I've chosen you because of these reasons, because you have awesome friends and I just want to be in front of them and I want to be able to give them what I can and shower them with gifts. And I have this amount of gifts and I want to be able to give them to your friends. So how about we book in the 22nd of November, or I could do earlier on the 15th. That might work. What do you think? So a minimum of 4, because we don't want movement and people cancelling. But I want you to see that even by having 4 in November, which is not much, but that can easily hit your 4,000 for you. And then December, 1,500, a little bit similar. I do an open house. I know we started late, so, oh no, I've still got 10 minutes. But the December one's really interesting because some girls will do that last minute shopping, etc. I tend to do things here in the house and do what I call cash and carry. So December, I feel you'll hit your 1,500 very much by just people doing last minute shopping. The personal sales target for this is so easy when it's chunked down. I have no issue with you girls doing this at a consultant level. Now for the sponsoring, the new business, I want to tell you how I did this. And this is the part, this will be part 2 for you. So your personal sales, I want you to lock it in first in your head. That's where you're going to make your money. Most of your money will be done on your personal sales. I want that to be already happening without you thinking too much about it. And that's why you have to have, whether booking your facials, doing a menu, self-care nights, you and twos, be creative, think of different things to be in front of people, or do what I do and just pick some dates and have different people over to your own house in those dates. Okay. So, and then that's not even taking Facebook into account. Okay. Because that's where I get 80% of my business is from Facebook. So how do I get the new business? It's all of it's from Facebook. So I create 4 events. I need to create a few more to make sure that it happens, but this is how I got all of my new business. Now, the rewards when you join are pretty darn amazing, over $900 worth. By the time they give you a glycolic scrub, a Nutri-Rich oil, a moisturizing system, now you've also got the apricot body dew, you've got the soap, you've got the shower gel, you've got the the list keeps going. So it's up to over $900. So I actually do a flyer up with all of that. And what I say is, I have the opportunity to give a few people all of this rewarding program. It's worth over $900. I create the Facebook sale event. You just have to add your friends. That's all you have to do, is add your friends. And then I will do the rest. And I will do my utmost best to make sure that all of those $900 gifting goes your way. How about we set it up? I can do it on this day or that day. You've got nothing to lose. I do it in a text message. All right. So I send the text out. They come back and go, okay, sure. That's fine. Nothing to lose. And then I set the event up and I run it for a week. And I run 4 of them and I just copy paste everything from one event to the next, to the next, to the next. And my aim is to hit $1,000. Which is exactly what I did last year to use for the promotion we had, which I think I got the holiday. Yeah, we got the what was it? Accommodation vouchers. So now I might have lost you a little bit with this. Maybe. Let me just add these people in. I might have lost you a little bit, but all I want to say is, so you've just 4 people have said yes. So you create the Facebook event. I usually call it super sale. Lisa and Julie's super sale. So you always put the hostess in. So Deb, it is a group page or a messenger. No, it is actually an event. Some girls will do it on Messenger. I don't, because I don't like all the group ding ding messages all the time. I think people get the shits. So I just do create an event. I make them the host as well, the co-host. Now this has to be somebody though, has to be somebody that you want to sponsor, because that becomes their new business. Now look, this is a collaboration between you and them. So yes, they are helping because I make them contact everyone as well. And maybe another time I can go through this, but it definitely does work. So that's just one way, okay? Now, obviously there's lots of other ways. The other way, which is the way I work usually, is I have my own activation pack. And my activation pack works on $330 level. Effie can't hear me. I'm so loud, Effie. I feel like I'm yelling and people at Avalon
No,
can hear
you're
me.
not. You're not that loud. But Patricia Carter wants to join as well. I don't know how to add her because my thing isn't working properly.
I did add 2 people just then.
Good girl. Can you add, see if there's any
I
more?
couldn't see them, but I just hit add.
Great.
So eventually did you tell them you were signing them as a fee? Oh, absolutely. Yeah. 100%. Yeah. So that's for sure. Sound is fine here. Thank you, Tanya. Oh, yes, definitely. We have that conversation, but the conversation for them to say yes is very simple, everything I just said. And when they've said yes to that and I've created it, then I go back and say, and the cool thing about this is you will now have your own free VIP access to order what you want, whenever you want, on a new app, 24/7. How great is that? Done. And then they go, oh, okay, that's cool, whatever. I mean, don't forget they've probably been buying off you, or depends on the relationship you have with them. And then you get the details and then away you go. So that's just one way. The other way is activation packs, which I absolutely love. I love activation packs. Thank you, Deb. And I just did one of those today. And I did so I like to work on $330. So the $330 level gives them, is this for me? Check the little speaker, on the speaker, not the earpiece and phones. This level I like because the cost is, did I write it down? $279.
You said 330 level.
Yes, 330 level. I've tried the other levels. And I still offer them sometimes. Sometimes I'll have 110 level as well. But I like the 330 because on the 330 level, I feel as though, you know, if you've got 3 people taking that level up, you're nearly at $1,000 bang like that. And when they see what they're getting for their money, so example, on the 330 level that I did today, I haven't put it through yet, but I always use the platinum because I love platinum. So the $245 platinum offer that they can buy once they've joined. So there's that. And then I add whatever I want to add to hit it to 330. So in this girl's case, I added the eye serum, and I know she wants a body satin, so I'm going to wait till the 16th to put it through because body satins come up, okay? So it must hit the 330. And then that doesn't, by the way, a couple of dollars short, so I'll just throw something else in. Then
So the platinum set for new joiners is the cleanser, the toner,
the
the
DNA,
DNA,
and a small travel size TFF.
more TFF.
Yeah. And then I'm also going to give them a eye serum. They're also going to get a body satin and something from clearance to top them over. But then they're also going to get a glycolic scrub, a Nutri-Rich oil, a moisturizing system, an apricot body dew, a shower gel, an apricot soap. This is ridiculous. They're also going to get the wipes. I mean, it's a lot of product, and the outlay is $279, including shipping. I mean, when you
$279 including shipping.
that's as long as it's 330. As long as you've made it exactly 330, it could be a little bit over.
If 330 or over.
Yeah. And so when you present an offer like that to somebody, it's really hard for them to say no, very much so. And especially now they can use Afterpay. So the girl today used Afterpay. Actually, I didn't do any of it. She did it all on the app. I joined her up and I said, which I don't normally because I'm such a control freak. I said, okay, Kirsty, I'm letting you do this. And it's a first. I need you to go in and you're going to order this and this and this. These 3 items, you order this, okay? Go in and order this, and the magic happens, okay? Just trust me. And then I went and had a look at her figures, and they are nearly just under 500. So she obviously went in and ordered more. So there you go. So, but working on the 330 for you girls trying to get new business, let's look at this. This could be offer A, and offer B, if you feel like you want something a little lower, then make it the 110, okay? Now, follow-up is still needed, very much so, because they're getting a lot of product and you want them to reorder. So that's why when you're only sponsoring 5 in the month, you can concentrate on the 5 and really make sure that these people are going to be 100% users of our brand. I do not want to keep seeing people not ordering over 7 and 8 and 9 months. Like, seriously, I get on the phone and ring them. I always have done, and go, you're clearly not using our product. Tell me what you use, because I want to be able to match or better what you currently use. I absolutely want to know where I've gone wrong. And they go, oh, you haven't done anything wrong. I said, well, I must have. You haven't bought anything for 8 months. And it becomes a very interesting conversation, can I tell you now? And I think it's a good conversation to have, even though we sometimes don't want to know about it, but it makes us realize where we need to go with different things and how customer servicing is so important, because they're online all the time, seeing brands pop up on Instagram every 5 minutes, different people offering this, offering that. But if you as a person are in their headspace, trust me, they are far more reluctant. They go, no, I might see if Lisa's got something like that first. And that's comes from building rapport. And that comes from having great relationships, rapport with customers, but having good product knowledge and always wanting the best for them. And you will get that the more and more that you do. So can you see how $4,000 worth of new business, when you chunk it down like this, it's so doable over 6 months, very doable. And for all of you that have much higher, like, you know, who's got 24,000 of new business? I have that, and I know all of the others do too. So we need to take on the same, okay? A little bit, ours is a little bit different. We need to start getting a few more workers so that we can multiply and multiply, and our numbers need to increase. And look, it's just the maths, isn't it? My figure, what I need is higher. So if I need to get those type of results, I have to, triple what I'm asking you guys to do. So that's all. Just do it more, do it more, do it more often, and realize not everyone's going to take you up on it, and that's okay. It's all okay. Nothing's ever personal, but you just have to keep moving and keep going, definitely. I think I've come to the end. Very interesting. I just mentioned Janelle. Thank you, Leanne. Um, Janelle Tarrant, when she was talking at conference, and I was sitting back there going, "Oh my God, I feel like I'm in a time warp because this is exactly what we did, or what I did. Exactly, like literally word for word. I had my own treatment menu. Now, Nutrimedics have theirs online. I have always had a menu like you go to a restaurant, and when you go to a restaurant and you look, there'll always be the favorites, the things you always order, but I always like to still have a sticky beak. So one of the things I used to always hand people when I do a party was my menu. And they'd open up my menu and I'd have a Sex and the City night, and I'd have a makeup masterclass. I had a hot towel therapy. I'd have all these different, different nights. I'd really only ever do 3, but I had a list of 20, and adding variety means people go, "Oh, what's this? Let me have a look." And they go and they look and they go, "Oh, wow, okay. Yeah, what's this one about?" And you tell them and you go, "Oh, everyone books that. The hot chocolate night's a fantastic one to do. Or a triple treat night is a great one, or whatever." It creates conversation, and it creates variety, and you never have a problem getting bookings, but you've got to be in front of people to offer it. Have the menu. So I loved hearing Janelle talk about it. And Nutrimedics have that on there, but you can create your own. I created my own because I wanted to just do things a different way. Okay. And I will do that again at some stage. But for me, for now, yes, it is all via mainly social media. I do a lot of texting. I do a lot of backwards and forwards. I do a lot of phone work. So a lot of old school stuff. Okay. This business, to finish with, all I can say to you is it works. That's why we are here. It's going to be up to you guys. Are you prepared to work? And it's not hard work. It's just, work is not it is a 4-letter word, but it's not a bad word. We just need to be, as I said before, vision, persistence, and strategic thinking can turn ambitious dreams into reality. And that's very, very exciting. So I'm very excited for all of you. Thank you so much for listening to me. I hope I hit most of the things on Louise's agenda, because I'm not a note taker really. So, but anyway, I do love a chat. So thank you, everyone. Thank you, thank you. And I will come back another time and talk a little bit more Christmassy. Okay, and how
Lisa,
we
that
do.
is fantastic. And you did cover everything that I would love you to cover. And I will have you back if that's okay, because your selling techniques that you have learnt over the years and studied, and I don't know who you listen to, like to learn some of those extra skills that you've got, but obviously you listen to some of the great people in the world of communication.
I feel like I'm a bit of a sponge. Sometimes I go, "Oh, where did that come from? I don't know where that came from, but I must have heard it at some stage." So it just kind of,
Exactly.
it sits back here and then comes out when I need it.
And
So
part of that's going to, on all the meetings and all the product nights and all the, I love with new products to be there when they release it,
yeah.
because, and they have now done a video with our new product chemist guy, Mitch, who is so nice. He doesn't smile a lot, but he is
Yeah.
he is so knowledgeable, and really taught us about Breakout and how great that new range is. Yeah.
It does. It makes a big difference to hear it from the start. And as I said, and when you love the product, you love the business, you do absorb all these things, and then they just come out when you need them to.
They do.
Um,
Yes. So really appreciate you
Pleasure.
so much, Lisa. Love you so much. Appreciate everyone coming on. And I know lots of people will watch the replay, and our virtual PA Cat will make it into a YouTube video. So we will post that on Creating a Bright Future. And please make sure you invite all your people in your teams to come on to the Creating a Bright Future. Our guest speaker for September is the amazing Hilary Finch. So please join us on the first Thursday night in September. And congratulations again, Lisa. Congratulations for earning your trip for two of you to go to Namibia. Congratulations on all the other trips that you've earned that you haven't been able to go on. And congratulations on being so authentic, but having the willingness to just say it as it is. Thanks.
Yep. Thank you.
Appreciate you. Thanks,
All right.
everyone.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.